I'm just sitting here in the middle of the bush, and I think some old people are riding past every now and then, and they're thinking, well, that's a bit strange. A young man just sitting there, not on his phone, even though I'm on my phone now. But I've just been writing in here, and I quite often have this thought of how funny is it that it's very strange to see someone in nature writing. Because when you see it, it does seem quite unnatural because you don't see it very often. But when you think about it, someone in nature writing with pencil and paper, there couldn't be a more natural thing. And just as I was walking in here, I was thinking how nice it is to come to a place that's just far enough from everything that you can only hear everything a little bit. Like I can only just hear the cars. I can only just hear some people talking a little bit, some dogs barking every now and then. And how few places there are like this. But I used to think that I have to go to the other side of the world or in the middle of the country to find these places that are quiet. But usually they're just outside your doorstep. You just need to go for a walk. And I have a line in one of my books that says, maybe the solitude I was looking for was just outside my door. I think it's a beautiful thing to be able to hear yourself, to be able to hear what's going through your mind. Because when you're surrounded by noise, you can't really hear what's going through your head. And when you're talking to other people, you can't really hear what's going through your head. We're a society that lacks listening. Nearly everyone's good at talking, but in terms of listening, not so much. It's different when you go and meet someone at a cafe and you talk with them, versus if I was to bring someone right here to sit next to me and we would talk. Because there's more silence between the words. We need silence. We lack silence. And it's really beautiful when you can hear yourself, because the thoughts that are going around in your head each day are pretty much, if you pay attention to your thoughts, are pretty much the same old things going around. But when you get into these quiet places, you can start to hear what those thoughts are and then develop them, or just kind of not let them guide your life. Go out to these places. If you're struggling, or even if you're not struggling, you're actually thriving, but you want some progression, go to where the silence is. Follow the silence. And the silence will give you the answers. I've mentioned in many of my videos that I write a lot, and I've almost finished my third book, and occasionally someone will ask me, how do you write so much? And it's super simple. I just go to quiet places and I write. It's there's not much else to it. And really, there's no real such thing as boredom. It's just your lack of being able to entertain yourself. But I think this is something that happens further along the track when you get better at listening to yourself, and when you get better at listening to your thoughts and seeing how what's the word? Now you see a writer lost for words, and you see how pliable they are, like changeable, and how easily you can change your thoughts. You see how fun your mind can be, how entertaining it is. And then you can start entertaining yourself, just by yourself. And when you get fed up with that, when you get bored with entertaining yourself, you literally have the whole world to be entertained by. And so sometimes I feel quite alone, but I think nearly everyone is in this boat where they have so much more inside them that they want to express, but nobody knows how to express it or to feel it more. We're a society that lacks feeling. And I don't know what you're searching for in your everyday life, but usually it's not the thing that you're typically like going after each day. I think the wiser I'm getting, the older I'm getting, I realize how much less of it is on the outside and how much it is about spiritual progression. And to me, what is life-changing is not going out and doing your normal day and like progressing in your job and doing these things. To me, the life-changing thing is for you to come to a place on your own or with a friend in silence and you just simply talk. To me, that will be a more life-changing opportunity than you going through the things that you do every day and you working towards some kind of achievement. No, I don't think that is the goal. I think the goal is, the life-changing thing is for you to come to the forest, to the bush, to the park, to the grass, to the trees, to the sunlight, to the leaves, to the water, and for you to have these revelations. These mini breakthroughs. And that's all it is. It's just about you listening. It comes back to you listening to what's going through your mind and you piercing through those thoughts that you've been having all the time. That's where the breakthroughs happen. And when those breakthroughs happen, you start to feel it too. And I think I definitely get caught up in being too much up here, too much in my head. But I think these quiet spaces, as cheesy as it sounds, it's not cheesy, but it invites you to, nature is an invitation, and it invites you to feel and celebrate what's in your heart. I think I'm going to write that down after this video. Anyways, I think that's all I have for today. I'm always like, I would love someone to sit here and talk to with, but it is very entertaining being by yourself for some hours in the day. And it is hard to find people who do know the silence, who can be silent, because you can be silent with another person, but you don't feel the silence because they have like a billion things going on in their head and you feel that too. So I encourage you to first go and do it alone and just see how it feels. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say for today, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I'm going to go back to listening. Lots of love, everybody.